Hi and welcome to your 30-minute practice with myself, Emma from Drum and Bounce. This is 30 minutes of yoga and movement just to give you an opportunity to maybe clear some blockages that might be felt in the body or just give you a chance for a little move around. If you have any injuries or anything that is not feeling on top form today, then if there's anything I offer, please do make modifications and just really check in with yourself and your body, how you're feeling today, and don't do anything that's going to cause you any harm. So it's important to kind of find where your edge is with this session, and so some of it might feel like a challenge, but recognizing the difference between something that is a challenge and something which is going to hurt you. So we definitely don't want that. You don't need anything, you don't need any equipment. If you've got a mat, great. If not, maybe something soft on your floor or the carpet will be fine, and something comfortable so you can move around freely. 30 minutes, that's what we've got. So I'm going to stick the clock on, make sure I don't run over time. And today we are going to start on our feet. Make sure you've got some space around you, clear anything off the floor which might get in the way. And we'll start by shaking the body. So it's going to be, and I'll take you through all of it. We'll do one arm first for 16, then the other arm for 16, then a leg for 16, and shaking the other leg for 16. So if you want to grab hold of a wall or a chair, anything that's available to you, we'll go 16s to 8s to 4s to 2s to one big shake out. And this is our chance just to free the body, get rid of any energy, anything that might be pent up that we need to get out before we move down to the ground and some breath work. All right, so place one hand in the air, it doesn't matter which one, make sure there's nothing that you're gonna whack above your head, and then let's go for it. Count along or I'll just be your guide. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, change arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, to the feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, back to the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fours. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Twos. 1, 2, 1, 2. In ones. 1, 1, 1, 1. Whoa. Sigh it out, get it out, release, let go. And then bringing your hands onto your body. Maybe you want to feel into the heartbeat, the felt sense of the heartbeat. Maybe the other hand rests on your belly or both hands on the chest, entirely up to you. You can keep the eyes open, making sure you're steady, or if you feel imbalanced and comfortable, close your eyes. This is our chance just to dial in, to check in and really land in the present moment. Feel the ground underneath the soles of your feet. Notice any sensations that are rising up in the body. Notice any sounds the body might be creating. And then bring as much awareness as you can to your breath. Notice the rise and the fall of the breath. And then just taking 3 full breaths as you inhale and expand, maybe even pushing out the belly with that breath to make it deeper. And exhale either out through the nose or out through the mouth with a sigh. Taking a couple more. As you inhale, that's where we really expand and fill up the body and the lungs. And letting it out through the nose or out through the mouth. One more full inhale and exhale. If the eyes are closed, you could flicker them open, or you could keep them closed and just listen to the direction in this session. Allow the hands to release. Roll through the shoulders, and then we'll take some roll downs through the spine. So take an in-breath and make yourself nice and big and tall and open. And as you exhale, bring the chin down towards the chest and just roll down as far as your exhale will allow. Bend the knees. And when the exhale finishes, that is your indication to inhale and to roll back up. Maybe creating that big expansion as you come back up, and then the exhale again is a moment to release, to surrender as we head back down to Mother Earth. So taking that with your own breath, it might be that the deeper your breath goes, the longer you can take on these roll downs, because there's more exhale, there's more out breath to go. Either way, taking a few more. Inhale is when we rise up, and the exhale is where we melt down. Keeping the chin nice and close to the chest. We'll take one more, so wherever you are, take one more. And then we'll meet back at the top. Lovely, taking another little roll out, and then we'll come down onto all fours, which is a tabletop position. So the hands and the knees under hips, the hands, the wrists, the elbows under the shoulders, or the shoulders slightly back, coming up onto the knuckles if you prefer, and then drawing the belly button. It's like you draw it in and up towards the spine, so we have some contraction. You're bracing your abdominals. This will support the next move. So for this next move, taking one foot out behind you. I've taken my right leg, but whichever one you've picked, and you are on the toes. And then you take the opposite arm out. So the opposite arm to leg, and you're on your fingers, on your fingertips. So drawing at the core, this might have activated your core already because there's an element of balance. If you want to experiment, you could lift that back leg so it's in line with your glute, and then lifting the arm up so it's at shoulder height. Inhale to reach forward, flex through the back foot, and as you exhale, just bring it all back down to the ground. Let's try it on the other side, so one leg goes out and then the opposite arm onto the fingertips, finding a way even between the knee and the hand that's pressing into the ground, lifting that leg, flexing the foot, supporting the knee and activating the leg muscles, and then the other arm reaches forward if you like. Inhale to reach as far in either direction, and exhale to come back down. You can go for that move again and just hold it, or you can go with the breath. So inhale, your gaze is slightly forward, and as you exhale, bring everything, knee and elbow, to the centre of your body, maybe a slight round out through the spine. Inhale as you reach forward, and exhale, it all comes back down to ground. Going again, so it's a slow, controlled movement, but my gosh, you can feel something happening, hopefully in your core. All the balance required and stability. Inhale to reach, and back down. We'll go one more on either side. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract, bring it all into the centre. Inhale to reach. Exhale, back down to ground. Other side, that back leg does not need to go high at all for you to experience the power of this move. Inhale, and then back to tabletop. From here, taking a child's pose, stretching out through the back. The toes come together, knees go apart. I'll give you lots of options. And then from here, you can walk the fingertips forward, see if the forehead wants to come down to the ground, and then take between 4 and 6 breaths there. Options for you, creating 2 fists and resting the forehead on the top of that fist. Give you a bit of height. Another option, bring the knees together, hands rest down by your side, and the forehead comes down to the ground. Again, you can use your hands to just increase the height so the head hasn't got as far to go. Wherever you are, taking a couple more breaths, really breathe through the back of the body. And then at the end of an exhale, the hands come under the shoulders and use the inhale to rise back up. Finding the tabletop position. From here, we'll do what's called a connecting vinyasa, a few little moves that we put together to create a flow ready for our sun salutation. So for this, press the tops of the feet into the ground and the knees and the shins. The hands, the fingers are spread wide. Take an in-breath. And then as you exhale, the elbows hug tight to the body as you lower the chest down to the ground. The hips stay high. From here, you inhale, drop the hips, the pelvis to the ground. The hands stay nice and in light touch with the floor. As you raise the chest up, the eyes are forward. Maybe the feet are apart or together. Exhale from this back bend. And then pushing yourselves up. It's the hips that push back to find your way back into that tabletop, and maybe the hips want to come all the way down and treat yourself in this child's pose. Inhale to rise back up to tabletop. Exhale, lowering the heart in between the hands. Inhale as you drop the lower body and lift the upper body, the gaze is forward. And then exhale as you lower down, the hips coming back so you can push yourself either into tabletop or back into child's pose. Let's do that one more time. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, lifting up again. Exhale as you lower, push, and then the hips come back. Taking another little moment here, a little check-in with yourself. And then placing the fingertips under the shoulders, rolling up through the spine again. And this time we'll come up to standing. So to come up to standing, let's pass through a standing forward fold. So lifting the knees up, the knees can be nice and bent and soft. As you take a little moment in forward fold and then rolling up, keep that chin nice and connected to your chest. And then here we are, back on our feet. We'll take some sun salutations. I'm going to face forward for a bit and then I'll move to the side so you can hopefully see all the angles. But if you just stay facing the way that you are, that is great. So firstly, finding mountain pose. So the feet may be slightly apart or slightly together. It's a little bit more challenging for the balance. Feel the energy from the ground. So the energy from the earth rises up through the body. Engage the legs. If you feel like you're sticking your tailbone out or you're tilting at your pelvis, see if you can, so it might be sticking out a little bit or a bit forward, see if you can find a neutral position for the pelvis. The chest, let's have it open, maybe even rolling the shoulders. And the chin is parallel with the ground. Maybe you want your little fingers by the body or resting down by the side. This is mountain pose, Tadasana in yoga in Sanskrit. From here, bring the hands together, and as you inhale, take a bend through the legs, keeping the palms together, lift the hands all the way up to the sky. And then as you exhale, the hands stay connected. They draw a line down the middle of the body. Bend the knees as much as you like to bring the chest down to the thighs. Inhale to roll up and exhale back to Tadasana. So we'll do that again, but we're going to add on this time. So bring the hands together. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, you fold from the hip. Keep the length in the upper body, finding that forward fold. Now from here, step the right foot behind you. So it can go into a high lunge position, or you can drop the knee. We're on our fingertips at the front. The front knee is over the ankle, the front ankle, or slightly back. And try and lift the chest up so it's not just really like hanging out on the top of the thigh. If you have the knee raised, the back heel pushes away from you and the crown of the head in the opposite direction. And then from here, whether the knee is bent or whether the knee is up, place the hands down, step back into a plank. This is a high push-up position. Push the earth away from you. An option here is to drop the knees. Either option, engage at your core, at your abs. From here, let's all drop the knees and do that connecting vinyasa that we've just developed. So exhale to lower the body. Inhale in that little back bend, a cobra. There's no weight in your hands at this point. And then exhale as you lower the body, pushing back up. Now from here you can stay in tabletop, or you might want to take a downward dog, so the hands and the feet position stay exactly the same. You lift the knees up, the hips come towards the sky, my hands are slipping a little bit here, but we're all good. And that head, the eyes look between the knees. Then from here, inhale, coming back into that plank position, that high press up. Now it's one giant leap as you bring that right foot towards your hands. Again, you can drop the back knee, keeping that knee in line with the ankle. Is anybody warming up? I certainly am. Weight comes into the front foot. You can take little micro steps, or you can step all the way forward. So we're back into that forward fold position. And then from here, rolling up through the body. As you inhale, the arms come wide, the hands meet at the top, and then exhale back to center. Let's go again. Inhale, keeping those palms nice and connected as you reach up. Exhale as you fold, bending the knees accordingly. This time it's the left foot that is stepping back, so we're either in the lunge position, the higher lunge, or the kneeling lunge. From here, step the front foot back to meet the back foot. You've got your high plank position, or the knees are bent. So we're trying to create like a plank of wood. So if you feel like the hips are too high or too low, try and bring it central, or just drop the knees. Wherever you are, when the exhale comes, we'll all drop the knees, elbows hug tight in, lower the heart in between the hands, and then use the inhale to find the cobra position. Exhale, lower down, pushing back into tabletop, or continuing all the way into downward dog. This time in downward dog, walking through the dog by bending and straightening the legs, and then prepare, bring that left foot in between the hands. This hip might flare out a bit, so we're trying to focus the hips down towards the ground, and then either stepping bit by bit, or one giant leap to find the forward fold. From forward fold, have a softness in the knees as you rise all the way up. And the hands follow, meet above your head, and then come down to the centre of your body. Oh, let's take another little moment. You may want to take hold of yourself, or allow the hands to rest down by your side. Let's just do another check-in. Notice your breath again. What's the pace of the breath in this moment? How does it feel to breathe in and out through the nose? Is that working for you? Or you prefer breathing out through the mouth? And then just allow a word to rise up, to come to mind as to where you're at right now. So, how are you right now? And try not to add any judgment to it. Just be an observer. Okay, and then release the hands if the eyes are closed. Open them, and let's just start creating some little spinal twists. So for this, the arms are heavy, and you're allowing momentum to take you. And as you swing round, lift the heel up, so it allows the hip just to rotate inwards. The knees are soft and bent, giving our spine an opportunity just to twist, to spiral. You can take the arms higher if you're feeling energetic, up and over, or maybe you just want to keep it nice and loose and gentle. To stop, just slowly allowing that momentum just to fade. Imagine we're turning down a song and we just want a slow fade out rather than an abrupt finish. Until you find yourself back with some stillness. From here, rocking forwards and back on the toes. So we're 20 minutes in, we've got 10 minutes left. We'll do a little balance pose and then we'll come down onto the ground. So you're allowing to come onto the edges of the foot, come forward and back at the sole, at the ball of the feet, at the heel. And then once you feel like you've weeble wobbled your way around, find your absolute root and centre. So feel as centred in your body, as centred as you can right now. And let's try a tree pose. If you've got a wall around you or a chair that you want to just pull it in, and then you know you've got something you can hold on to at any point. So we'll start by rooting one leg into the ground. So just like we did with Tadasana, with mountain pose, feeling the energy rise up. So feel that connection between you and the earth. And then with the other foot, and like I say, if you've got a chair or a wall, you can hold on to it. We're opening up the hip and then allowing the sole of the foot to come on the side of the supporting leg. So it just props there. This today is a tree pose, all right? So you might want to stay exactly here, and this is a lovely challenge for the balance. Bringing the hands together means that we can copy what we're doing with the hands and what we're doing with the legs. So we're bringing everything energetically into the middle. There are various different options, so see how it feels. You could bring the sole of the foot so it's just resting on the side of the leg. We always skip over the knee so we don't push the joint in the direction that it doesn't want to go. So you could either without your hands or with your hands try and bring that leg up towards the inner thigh and imagine gluing it together. So push the foot and the thigh in towards each other. Same with the hands, that will help with balance. The hip is open, the knee is open, and then I'll give you more options. You can always try the next time you do this video, or maybe it's coming to you today. You can lift the arms up over the head, open the arms, look up, or bring the head down and close the eyes. And you'll notice that when we're moving, so our stability, it requires more stability if the arms are up here. Obviously the eyes are closed, and we're relying on more than just our vision to keep that balance in this tree pose. And it doesn't matter if it moves around. What does it matter? So various options for you to try. You can always pause the video and experiment with that for a bit longer. But whichever option you pick, let's just take 3 breaths in this balance. Focus on something ahead of you that isn't moving. So maybe not the screen in case I wibble and wobble around. The breath in and out through the nose if that feels right for you in this moment. And then when you've had add a few breaths here. You can allow the foot to come back down, close off that open hip, and then just have a little walk through. We'll go on the other side. So again, feeling the earth giving us that support, that grounding, and then resting the heel up on the side of the leg. The hands come in just at the heart space. And just like before. So maybe you could try it without the arm, lifting it up, or hike it up. Depending what you're wearing as well, sometimes it might be slippier, so the foot might slip down. It might be nothing to do with you and your balance, it might just be the tracksuit or the leggings that you're wearing. Alright, and then maybe you want to go on a little adventure through the woods with your tree. Maybe it's windy in the woods today. Maybe it's very dark in the woods. Close your eyes. And then find which position you would like to take a few breaths of stillness in. Noticing your experience of being in this pose. And then we'll just slowly come out of the body as we close the knee down. Alright, it's time to come down onto the mats. So finding the way that works for you, you can use your hands, or you can sit your hips back, sitting into the heels, maybe passing through a chair pose and seeing if you can come all the way down. The knees point up to the sky, soles of the feet resting down into the ground. Again, you can use your hands to lower the back down, or keep the hands lifted, and another opportunity to test the core. Lowering that spine down bit by bit, and then here we are down on our back. So you're looking up towards the ceiling, and then bring the heels towards the body. See if you can just feel the heels. Feel the heels. From here we'll do what's called bridge pose. So the palms are facing down into the ground. Really press the upper body so it's like really flush with the mat. Draw in at your belly, create some contraction. And then when an inhale comes, use that as an opportunity to peel the hips off the floor. Lift the hips up towards the sky. You'll notice the chest spreads as you get a little back bend here. Contract at your glutes, and then the exhale lowers everything back down. Let's take a few of those. So inhale, and it's like a rolling up motion, like before we were rolling up and down through the spine. So we're taking a similar motion now here on our backs in terms of rolling up through the hips. You may notice a stretch in your thighs, at the front of the thighs, the quadriceps, and also a little constriction at the throat area when you lift the body up. Taking one more. Keeping those knees in line, knees tracking over the feet, and then lowering back down. From here, if it feels okay to do so, bring the knees into the chest and take a roll from side to side. And then we are coming into our final few minutes, which means it's time to prep for relaxation. Taking any movements that your body feels like it wants to do. Maybe you want to take this, which is called dead bug, as the legs come up to the sky and the arms too, just to drain and refresh through the body. Maybe you want to grab hold of the inside arches of your feet and bend the knees. This is called happy baby. A full body stretch might feel appropriate right now. So, anything you want to do, just be curious. Tune into your body. If you would like to get anything warmer to put on, or whatever you need to make this the most comfortable position that you can. We'll just take a minute or so in Shavasana, but if you want longer, stop the video and just take as long as you need. The options are for the feet to be wide and the knees to knock in towards each other, or allow the legs just to stretch out in front of you. Turn the palms up, open up the shoulders. The eyes can be open or closed. And we'll just take a couple of moments of quiet and stillness. In the final resting pose, this is Shavasana, allowing us to glue our practice together. Rest and digest. I'll bring you back out of it in a moment. So if you would like more time in Shavasana, please just stay exactly where you are. Or if it's time for you to close the practice now, then introduce some little movements back into the fingers and to the toes. You can take little gentle moves from side to side with the head. Maybe a full body stretch is what your body is calling out for right now. Might be nice to bring the knees into the chest and take that little spine massage from side to side again. And then when you're ready to come to a seated position, allow the knees just to fall over to one side. Use your hands as a little pillow underneath your cheek. Then allow the arms just to guide you back up to a seated position. So that is the end of our 30-minute practice. And just to finish off, bringing the hands together and then bring them up to the forehead. As you press the thumbs onto the forehead, an acknowledgement of your inner wisdom. The hands come towards the lips, honouring, speaking your truth. The hands come to the heart space as we approach life and people with compassion. And then bowing down towards the ground. Gratitude for the present moment. Thank you so much for joining in today. Really hope that's helped do whatever you needed it to do in the physical body, maybe in the mind or energetically. Thank you. It's really great to do a regular practice. So maybe this is something that you could incorporate into your routine. Either way, thanks for coming along and hopefully see you soon. Bye.